Peace. Hope this video finds you in good health and good spirits. Keep you focused. Keep grinding. We're getting through this the best we can. I'm learning something every day. You guys are hopefully gaining and continuing to grow and push yourself. Everything up through the PCA has been graded and is available on eCampus. Your topic selections took, for whatever reason, a couple of days between the time you showed them to me and the time you submitted them to me and the time that I was able to actually pull them down and review them. And some thoughts, ideas, concerns about the direction we're going in. Let's not worry about time and this is due and oh my God, and there's this pressure, because none of that's true. Of course it's due. I want to see what you're doing so that we can continue to add on to what we're doing. I've sent out a couple of emails with piles of information, and even though what I've sent out I thought was fairly consistent, it has not been received by everybody the same way. One of the challenges of online learning. So I want to make sure that we are at the very minimum starting off in the right place. The first part of this assignment is getting the topic choice correct. Let me clarify the difference between informative speaking and persuasive speaking. And again, this is something that I typically do verbally in class as we are passing through it, so I want to make sure that I'm giving it the same energy and effort now. The purpose of an informative speech is that it gives you the opportunity to present academic research on a chosen topic. At the end of your speech, listen carefully, I want to sit back and say, wow, I didn't know that. I do not want to sit back and say, oh my gosh, that's terrible. We need to do something. And many of the topics that I've seen so far have led me to think, oh my gosh, this is a horrible problem. It needs to be fixed and I need to adapt your solution. I need to agree with your viewpoint. That's not what I'm looking for in the first speech. That's what I'm looking for in the second speech. You will get a chance to inform me of your opinion. This is not that chance. Opinion, defined by Webster's Dictionary, a view or judgment formed about something not necessarily based on facts or knowledge. Even if the majority of the people, whoever that might be, agree with your opinion, that does not make it a fact. Informative speeches do not deal with the quality of something. They don't deal with how worthwhile something is. They don't deal with this is a priority and it has to be urgently fixed. An informative speech is not an opinion. Do not make your topic an opinion. If you say, I'm going to do a speech about child abuse, then I'm going to say that's not a very good topic for an informative speech unless you're going to inform me how to abuse a child. That's a problem. And at the end of the problem, I'm going to say, oh my gosh, that's terrible. We need to do something. That invalidates the entire purpose of making an informative speech. Do not make your topic an opinion. I'll give you an example of a good topic. I'm going to give you the history of the Coca-Cola Corporation. Great. A poor choice of topic. I'm going to explain why Coke is way better than any other soda, and I love Coke better than Pepsi. Nope, not going to work. I'm going to talk about the origins of the Dallas Cowboys, some of their famous players, and the construction of their stadium in Arlington. Yay! The Dallas Cowboys are the best football team ever. That's an opinion. Not a lot of people outside of Dallas share that opinion. Do not give me opinions. It doesn't matter if you think the opinion is true. You need to quote unbiased sources that verifies it as fact. Give me an example. According to CDC.gov, according to the New England Journal of Medicine, according to the Gale Medical Encyclopedia, according to Google, bad. According to this insane person who lacks all credibility on Facebook. You're going to college so you don't have to believe people that are wearing the coat that they wear at the butcher shop with a fishnet stocking on their head, insisting that they know more about medical science than the licensed career epidemiologist. If there are no verifiable educational credentials of any kind connected to the topic, I'm not really interested in it. Save it for the second speech because I have a lot of fun tearing apart expert opinions that we found on Facebook. You can try it, but not substantiating your argument with academic research will point you in the wrong direction. It's going to cost you points on your speech. I need to hear you say according to at least 3 times during your speech. At least 3 times during your speech, I need to hear you say according to an insight and expert opinion that you got from the academic databases, which can be found on the library webpage. I've sent you a document, step-by-step instructions. I'm going to send it again because apparently we didn't read it. But I'll send you another copy of the exact same document that says exactly where to get information from. And I promise you it's not being intellectually lazy and Googling something on your phone. The things you find on Google typically don't have an author, don't have a publication date. I can pull up an article on cdc.gov or article on cdc.gov, and the information has been vetted and authenticated by the best research scientists in the world, and it's as current as we can get. If I pull up something on Google, I don't know if that's been discredited 10 years ago. I don't know if it has any basis in fact, and this speech is the fact-based speech. It's got nothing to do with how you feel or what you think. At least 3 times, you should be citing a verifiable academic research, not the Google, not the internets. And the absolute worst case scenario is not to cite any person or any authenticated source. That's the worst thing at all. What I don't want you to do is to stand up and say 12,000 people died of gout. So you went around to every hospital in the country with a clipboard and counted the number of people that have gout. Because when you don't cite where you got that info from, that's when I jump up and down on top of your speech. That's when I laugh. That's when I have fun. Don't want to have fun watching your speech where you throw out hard numbers and you can't tell me where you got them from, because where you got them from matters. According to the Federal Department of Health and Human Services, 12,000 people died of gout last year. I can't argue with that. According to this drunk guy at the West End Transit Center, 12,000 people died. I can argue all day, all night, drink some coffee, and stay up the next day and argue some more. Don't do it to yourself. Do the work in the way that I'm asking you to do it. Make 3 main points. That's all I'm asking you to do. Introduction, make 3 main points, and a conclusion. That's all I want from you. Don't do more, don't do less. Introduction, 3 main points, and a conclusion. I'm going to talk to you about the symptoms, treatment, and prevention of diabetes. There, my outline's done. You know why? Because the first paragraph is going to be about the symptoms. According to CDC.gov, the symptoms of diabetes include, but are not limited to, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm going to talk about the treatment. According to the Baylor University Hospital Diabetes Control website, if there is such a thing, treatments that are found to be effective for diabetes include blank, blank, and blank. According to Dr. William Jones, who's published 5 books on diabetes, some of the successful ways to prevent diabetes in some people include, you see how much better that is than 12,000 people died of diabetes. It's a big problem. My granny had diabetes, and I know what it's like because my granny had diabetes, even though her symptoms may not match anybody else's with the illness. We're going to the databases, folks. We're using it. If your topic is going to lead us to form an opinion, and there's another side to your opinion, do not use the topic. I think that we ought to have prayer in schools. Well, cool, except that I already gave you a set of instructions that said don't use religious sources. Well, I think that that people should buy puppies from a shelter instead of from a breeder. Okay, that's great, but that's an opinion. There's a lot of people that tell you, I got a dog from a breeder and it worked out just fine for me, right? If there is another side that can be argued, you're working on the second speech. You're not doing the first speech. Stick with me. I don't want opinions that have another side that can be argued back. Do not use this topic for the first speech if you have an argument point. Save it for the second speech. I hope that clears some things up. You've got time. I'm not going to be dogmatic about when you turn this in. I'm pushing back on you getting it in by 11:59 on Monday, but it's done wrong. I'd rather see it done right than have it done late, than have it done properly. But I'd rather have it done properly and late than have it done improperly and on time. Take your time. Some of you have reached out already. I'm going through now that I can download and checking some things off while I'm uploading this video that will be made available to you. Please watch the videos and watch for the emails when they come out. Some's coming out almost every day now. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Miss you guys. See you soon. One love.